Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see if someone tries it.
Never know.
Let's see what else we got here. Exquisite skill, stun restraint effects inflicted on you wear off more quickly. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, you get stunned.
Hold on, there's an extra thing that I know you didn't post on here.
What?
Exquisite skill makes it so that when somebody stuns you with a blast 1 move, like Bobbity's Demon Eye or any of Frieza's freezing moves that like stun you there,
right?
That wears off more quickly on you. But if you have a freezing move yourself, it'll last longer.
Really? But it didn't say that. Oh well.
Well,
cool.
It's on the game FAQs thing. It's important.
No, I'll have to.
It's there. It's on the thing that you posted, Squee.
Is it? Stun reflex.
Yeah. No, maybe you just can't read.
Oh yeah, it does.
I remember what he posted.
I'm literally staring at this, going, "Really? It doesn't say."
Really? What? Oh my God, it does.
Yeah, it's right there. It says stun-resistant effects that you cause to your opponents last longer. And I think we all can say that that's a pretty good thing right there. I mean, some people don't utilize it, but other people do. I mean, think about that match with Tien, where every time someone tries something, he would solar flare them and then blast them.
Yeah, those are really useful.
Zangaya, if she ever capitalized on it, could murder people with that stun move, especially if it lasted longer.
Don't talk about her.
Also, my character, Bobbity, also good for him. He uses Demon Eye a lot.
Right. Piccolo doesn't use it as often, but he does use it. So for anyone who has those stun moves, and I don't know exactly off the top of my head, we'll have to find. I think there's a place on YouTube that shows everyone's move everywhere in the game, and I'll post a link to that so that you can go find out, hey, does my guy have a stun thing or not? We might, Apothic and I might work on that sometime in the future. Apothic, we might want to do that if we're going to be doing DBZ for a while, but there should be no rush because that would be a massive project to show the moves of everyone. That would be a massive project.
We'll just have Piff do all of it.
Right? Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. He's the fish.
Is he the mule now? Is he just you give him everything?
He's the noob. Noob's gotta earn his place.
But his voice makes him not a noob.
If Piff ever gets his emulator running, he can probably do it all too.
Right, and what we can do is we can just group it together. Like this video shows all the moves of Team Android. This video shows all the moves of Team so-and-so. And that will not only help the team, but it'll also help the team who has them as an opponent next week saying, oh, they have this, we should do that.
Just out of curiosity, all the moves that you want to show are basically like B1 moves.
And B2 moves and supers.
Blast rushes.
Right.
I think
rush blasts.
Rush Blast, right. I got it backwards. Their ultimate, obviously, they're B2s, and I think that's all you really need to show, because the combos are pretty self-explanatory, and the dragon homing is pretty self-explanatory.
Right,
pretty much the same.
Right, that's all we would have to show. Then there's Unleash Key, gain advantage in clashes. Let me see if I can show you one of these so that you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Clash.
Beam clashes are pretty self-explanatory. Everyone should know by now what a beam clash is. But the high-speed clashes are a little harder to see. I don't know if it's going to show this or not. Hang on. You know what I'll do? I'll just try and just find a picture of it and edit in here during this part, so that hopefully what you're seeing now is like a high-speed rush. But yeah, because I don't think I'm going to get Zarbon to do it. He's always so combative.
Well, he just did Bloody Dance. Doesn't Trunks have a rush move that he can do?
Yeah, but I can't pull it off in time. That's the problem. I suck at this game. That's the problem. Alright, but anyway, it gave... Okay.
You can't forget that.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting that you're terrible.
Okay, Unleash Key, Power of Rage, and Dragon Power. They all do the same thing, but to different effects. They all cost more points. Like, Unleash Key is 1 point. It gives you a small advantage whenever you go into one of those clashes, either the high-speed clash or a beam struggle clash. Power of Rage is the same thing. It costs more, but it gives you a bigger advantage. Dragon Power, again, costs more, but gives you a bigger advantage. If you had all three of those equipped, I dare someone to try and beat you in a clash. Though I don't think you could actually equip all of them. I don't think you have enough points for that. But the importance of that should never be... The importance of that should never be understated for several reasons. One, a beam clash, it's obvious. Because if you win a beam clash, a beam that normally does 6,000 damage will do over 10,000 damage. It's a huge increase if you win.
And I do have one minor point that I'd like to point out.
Yes.
Any character that has cutscene attacks, gaining an advantage in clashes is probably pretty good for them because they tend to get into high-speed rushes a lot because of just them using. And there's
a.
Sorry that I stole your thunder.
No. Actually, because I will lead into because there's a part that you want talking about that makes it even more important for those characters. The thing that what people might say is, well, high speed clash. Okay, I lose it, so I lose 4,000 points. Which, first of all, 4,000 points is half a life bar. That's a substantial amount of energy. But also, if you went to go do a cutscene attack. And a cutscene attack uses up, say, 3 bars of energy. You get into a high-speed clash, and you lose that clash, you lose that 3 bars of energy that you used to try and attempt the move. If you win the clash, you don't lose any energy that you used to initiate that move. So if you're the type of person that does cutscene attacks a lot, you want to win those clashes because you don't want to lose that energy. You want to be able to still have that energy. What most people do in the real game when a human's playing is they'll win the clash and then immediately do the move again, and it's unblockable. Now, the AI doesn't do that except for every once in a while, but still, not losing that energy is vital. Because if you're thinking you have a cutscene attack that uses 3 bars of energy, that's half your energy right there, and if you miss it, you lose it if you don't win that clash. So, and that also counts for people at full power. If you're at full power and you normally do a cutscene move, that'll normally take you out of full power. But if you win the clash, you'll go right back into it, wherever you were when you left off. Alright, I don't have to really explain Latinate energy, fighting spirit, all that stuff. Your defense rises as your health decreases. Your ki rises as your health decreases.
Well, hold on. There is one thing that you should point out about the things that are like indignation and serious. It's that it says that it rises as your health decreases, but what that means is that you get +1 to each stat for every health bar you lose.
Right.
That's kind of important. So the more health bars you lose, the stronger your hand-to-hand, your defense, or your super attacks can get.
Correct. And pointing out it again, super is covering all your blast 2s and your ultimate attack. So indignation can be a really powerful thing to have on your character. Now, we need to run some tests and get them up there as to how much, because a lot of people have been asking, well, how much is +1? How much is -1? And we don't know the answer yet. We'll try and run some tests to get you some solid numbers.
There were some tests, and I've seen some varying reports, but +1 seems to be about 1,000 damage for like super moves.
That makes sense.
I don't know how much for hand-to-hand fighting, but yeah. And as far as defense goes, I think it can shave off up to about 1,000 damage from super moves. So it's just something to keep in mind.
Right, actually,
that's kind of a rough thing, but
and that makes a lot of sense because if you have like defense +3, it's 3,000 off. So let's go with that for now. Like I said, we'll run some tests to try and get you guys some solid numbers. But for now, let's go ahead and run with that. That a +1 will generally add about 1,000. A -1 will generally take away about 1,000, and that can almost be used. But it could still be used for rush attacks because rush attacks have a set combo. Like, look, watch. A rush attack, generally... Oh! Ouch! I got pwned by a computer that's standing there. Alright, a rush attack has a certain number of hits.
Only you, Squee! Only you!
The king of fail.
Right, I don't know how that'll work for rush combos. It would be really hard to test that too, since everyone has different amount of base damage for their rush combos. You know, like bigger characters have less but more powerful hits, etc., etc., etc. So, but yeah. So if it says +1, it'll add about 1,000 for anything besides rush combos. -1, it'll make you take an extra 1,000 of damage or decrease 1,000 damage. So yeah. So like I said, the serious, the indignation, the fighting spirit, those are really important ones to have for a lot of people. But maybe not the most important. And I'm glad that I see a lot of people thinking about other hit builds than just that. You know what I mean? Alright, so Rush Blast. Rush Blast speed is increased slightly. What it means by the Rush Blast speed is it will literally speed up how fast these things move. I believe that's
Yeah.
correct. It won't give you more or anything, but it will speed up how fast they are, which is important.
That's useful for like the only person that I think that has really slow like regular rush blast are like Deborah, who has flames, and that would like speed up his flames.
Right.
Like I think those are the slowest ones that I can remember.
Well, and even for normal people, like this Trunks here has really fast ones, but if they're faster, that just means that they're more likely to hit and stun your opponent. A good thing,
Yeah.
and you'll see this in Dragon Ball Z League a lot, is you'll see people do these, and then while the opponent's stunned by those, they'll fire off a move. Now, obviously that missed, but it is successful a lot, because while your opponent's getting hit by these, he can't dodge, he can't counter, he can't do anything if they're hitting him. Mirage, it would be almost impossible for me to demonstrate that, because I'd have to have that ability on me, and I don't have the timing to do it. But any move like this, is it this one? Is this one of those moves? No, that's not. Any barrage move, which is basically anything like trap shooter, anything that fires more than one, like that. Let's you know what? Let's send Trunks back down, because I know he has a barrage move in his base state. Is it this one? Yes, this one. Anything like that, where he fires 4, 5, 6 at once. If your character, and you'll see this a lot in Dragon Ball Z League, they'll dodge the first one and then get hit by the last ones. Because otherwise you have to perfectly dodge every single one. With Mirage on there, if you dodge the first one, you will automatically dodge all of them. Which can be really useful for things like Genocide Blast, which can be really hard to get the timing on, even for the computer. We need to test if this works for Explosive Wave, but I think it does, because Explosive Wave is considered a barrage because it does, I think, 6 hits. I think I'm 90% sure that if you dodge the first thing in the Explosive Wave, you will dodge all of them, and that's a big thing, because as we'll see. Now, as we've said before, there are a lot of teams that will use Explosive Wave a lot, and you'll see the character dodge the first one and then get hit by all the others. So, that one will be more of a situational thing. That'll be more like, okay, we're going up against Team Gohan this week, maybe we should put that on there. Because Team Gohan they all have it. Alright, next is Warrior's Will, which is for good, or Evil Pride, which is for the evil. What that means is if your character's evil, they will use Evil Pride. If their character is good, they will use Warrior's Will. If you're not sure, just ask. We'll tell you. Damage taken while guarding is halved. That's pretty self-explanatory. Normally, when someone does a Blast 2 and you block it, you take about 2,000 points of damage. Which is a lot better than the 6,000 or 7,000 you would have taken, but this will make that even less. And people do block a lot, so that is definitely something worth looking. Especially if you're facing someone who loves to do Blast 2 moves, like Frieza, because when you block, you'll take a lot less damage. Light Body cannot be stunned easily by Rush Blast. Now, remember what I said about these stunning the opponent? How when they're getting hit by these, they can't block this next attack. This Light Body will help reduce that or stop that. If you have Light Body on, conceivably, even though I'm hitting you with these, you could walk right through them. You could do something. Also, a lot of not a lot, but some Rush Blasts also help paralyze you even more than just this. Well, not that. And remember, these aren't energy blasts. These are rush blasts only. So Light Body only protects against these, not the charged version, which is these.